Hey drivers, how you doing? Okay, so like I was saying earlier, we've got these two barrels. We've got the inspection light here, which there you go. With the inspection light here, we've got this stuff running down here. We've got these right dirty barrels. Why are the barrels here? Well, the important part, obviously, of ergonomically placing crap inside this is that these barrels are obviously here for a reason. What is the reason? Well, there must be pipework here. So let's go to our content browser. Okay, this is going to give us plenty of lovely pipework to be going on with because there's some built into it. Remember, this is obviously just for demonstrative purposes. You can't use the assets that come in UDK to release your own blockbuster video game. It makes them very cross even thinking about it. And they'll send their scariest of lawyers after you. However, we can use this as, placeholders. I mean, look at it all. We've got all these wires and all these lovely things here. We may as well use them. And it gives you some good experience and some good examples at the same time. So let's go and find the pipes. We can also search for pipes, incidentally, so you don't have to be here all day. Or you can kind of recategorize it and all that kind of business. Anyway, where did I put them? Here they are. Lots of lovely pipes, right? Including this. That's an important one, I think. So, just grab that and put it there. Look at that beauty there, eh? Isn't it lovely? Okay, well, it's kind of hanging out of the wall at the moment. So let's just turn it. Okay, and we're going to just move it to a sensible position, which is probably going to be over here, over the top of this part. So just make sure we don't get any overlap that we don't want with this beautiful great big pipe. And if you don't understand my love affair with pipes, well, that's too bad. Now we can bring this one in. See, we've got this pipe here. Now, this one's actually upside down. You may think to yourself, well, how can you tell it's upside down? But really it is. Just trust me on this, right? I've been putting pipes on things for a long time. Now, at the minute we're getting too much movement there, so I think I'm going to bring this down to 2, which is madness. I think anyone would agree. But it makes them line up. And now I'm going to do this to 180 degrees. Then bring it up so it just goes into there like that. Because of course then I can just press Alt and just bring it down straight through into the floor area here. Now if I'm bringing it into the floor area down here, sometimes it'd be nice to have something just around it, just to hide that part. And of course we have this here, which is our rather nice tap. So we can have our tap come through like this and down. We need something to connect our tap though, just to, even if it's just a straight piece of old pipe. So let's see what we've got down here. Well, we've got that's chain link. I think we should probably just take this fellow again. Okay, and just bring it out through here like that, and I'm just going to bring it down 90 degrees like so. As you can see, I mean, all we're doing is we're just starting to fix these things together as best we can, like that. I think I'm going to turn this around because I don't like the positioning of it. There, now I like the positioning of it, you see. You should always be your worst critic, by the way. I don't mean by that, send yourself insulting letters and tell you that you're never going to work in wherever the hell it is you live, but you get the general idea. Okay, now with this one over here, I think what I'd like to do is just kind of turn it like that, so 90 degrees, then turn it another 90 degrees, and then I want to push it so it's just over the top of that, basically. So we get this kind of three-way valve thing going on here. Not too much, but just enough, yeah? So now these barrels underneath are kind of getting a purpose in life. It may not be much of a purpose, but at least they're going to get filled by something, which is cool. We could even make a second tap to kind of go above it if we want. So what we could do is we could, select this and then use the control key and just select this and this. So we've got all these 3 parts done. And then if I just select Alt, we could literally have them like that, and then bring the second one across. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do this. I just really like messing around with pipes, I suppose. It's just one of those things for me. And of course the good thing is that by using pipes you can make areas that are going to block players off from getting into certain areas. So for example, if I was to put this here, like so. Okay, I can rotate it. Pivots at slightly the wrong end for me, but never mind. We'll work within our boundaries, you know. There we go. So I'll just put that in there. Now, if I can just get this to come into the right area, you can drag that across to here, like that. I mean, we haven't even got any form of supports yet for how these things kind of stay upright, because these are big bits of metal, yeah? But maybe there's something we can have a look here. You see, here's more pipes. So we can start to overlap pipes a little bit. So this looks like some sort of a pressure regulation system. See? That would normally be attached to something, so we could have this perhaps attached to this pipe. Now as you see, there's an area there that it kind of won't connect to very well. Let's see if we can connect it to this one instead a little bit better. Remember, we're really just going on about trying to make it kind of work as best we can. And this time what I'm going to do is just to turn off the snap to. I'll just shift it in like that, just so that it's enough. And then I can turn the snap to back on. You see the drag grid there? Yeah. That's what us hardcore Max users call it. We call it snap to. Yeah. Okay, we've still got loads of other stuff here that we can use as well. Like this box. What's in this box? We don't know, but we can dress the set with it later. So we've got this here, so maybe we should put up this chain link over here perhaps, just to kind of block it off a little bit. See, and now suddenly we have an area that you can't really get into, yeah? Just by putting that there, like that. Now, obviously you can see that it's overlapping, so what we could do is run that down there, and this will allow us to just come in, rotate that around 90 degrees. And we just want to kind of line these things up, get them working for us. I know you think they already are working for us, but seriously they're not yet. We can now sink that into there. And now, as you see, that bit's kind of on top of there. Well, that looks okay. But what's going to hold this gate up over this side? Well, I think what should hold this gate up is more gate, to be honest. So, I'm going to bring that down to there, just get these two to overlap like that. And now I can just shift it round 90 degrees, or nearly 90 degrees, there we go. Bring it that way. And these two will be next to each other after all. And then I'm going to do it again. Holding down Alt while I rotate. Oldie but a goodie. There we go. So now we've got these areas here. Now you see this bit at the top here, you know. There's plenty of opportunity for little bits of fun with that, I think. So that's something we can perhaps mess around with. Now we've got this here. I think I'm going to move it next to this, like that. Now this, as we can see, is overlapping, but we can change the scale on it. Pivot point is, hang on, over there, so let's change it to 0.8 first, see how that works. Oh, that's nice, because it'll leave just a teeny gap at the edge. And if we push all those together, you see, they look like they're supposed to be attached together, which is cool. Now remember we had that box there. Well, the box has perhaps got some old supplies in it. Okay, so let's be careful how we place them. Remember, we don't want the people to look at these and go, oh, look at those boxes, they're identical to each other, right? But look, these two kind of fit inside each other almost, like that. So now we have a couple of boxes over here. Maybe we could have a third box, but rather than having this one flat, suddenly it's at an angle. So now we can kind of stick it there, leaning against the other box perhaps. Maybe more of an angle. Remember though, there's a tipping point, so if it goes over the tipping point, it's going to go backwards. Okay, so we want to just have a look in there and see if these boxes are kind of doing stuff. No, they're okay. Pretty decorative little boxes they are, aren't they? And we've got these stones down here, so maybe we could have just a spare old pipe or something. What pipes do we have over here that we can use? Well, here's this one. Let's have this one. And if you look at the position of this, it'll actually need repositioning by about 5 degrees or so, because one end's higher than the other. See what I mean? And even then it's not quite right, so I'm just going to turn off the snap tool. Go back over here. Then I can just... Oh, I've got the angle snap tool on. There we go. Just settle it down naturally, like that, and then come out. And that allows us to place things in a more natural manner, you see. Which is a lot more helpful when we're putting things down. Okay, we're definitely getting there with that one. So again, just winging around our mesh here. We've still got like an infinite drop into nothing over here, but we can come back to that soon. We've got our pipe work over here, and even though it's not actually held against the wall particularly well, it's held well enough, I think. Now then, this is a little bit out over here. Let's move it. There, that's better. And hopefully if you're following along using the standard UDK kit, you've developed yourself this kind of believable area, which, like I say, that's kind of what you're going for here. I'll move that a little bit too much, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is just move it back just a tiny bit and take off the drag grid, so I can position it manually by eye. Something that you should never ever do, incidentally, in UDK, but I don't give a toss. There we go. Okay, getting there. Now we've got this lovely little light down here, so what I want to do as well is put a little bit of light down here with it. You notice how it's like getting brighter and less bright and stuff. So if I click it, and what I want to do is I want to add an actor. So if I click add actor, add light point, I can just pull this light out like so. And then if I right click it, or in fact, where's the light gone? It's in the wrong area, isn't it? Yeah, it's all the way over there. Silly thing. Okay, what I'm going to do instead is right click, add actor, add light point, and then it'll add it in the right place. See? And you can see it's actually illuminating things that it should be illuminating now. I wonder why nothing had happened, but I was trying to stay all cool and featured. There we are. So this light here, I've got it just in front. Don't put it inside the light, because that will not work particularly well. And then if I right click, we can go to our point light properties and just bring these out. Okay, so you can see the radius of the light, for example, up here. Yeah, you could drop that down perhaps to 512. Oh, hang on. Get back, you little rogue. Double click on it first. 512. Okay, so that reduces obviously how far out the light's going to be spreading. We can reduce the light mass a little bit, perhaps to, I don't know, 0.4, so it's not too bright. We can have it cast dynamic shadows if you want, but I'm going to change the light colour as well. Make it a little bit more this colour. Not too much, but just a little bit. There we go. That's nice. Now we've got various other options down here, as you can see, if we just scroll down a bit. So you've got your movement, and your physics and your collision and all that kind of thing. We could even animate light if we really wanted to. Non-modulated self-shadowing, you see. Lots of lovely options. I just like looking at it and messing around with it and doing what I can with it. Anyway, we'll leave that as it is, which is kind of a regular light for the minute. It's not going to flicker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just come up here to my swarm agent. And as you can see, we've put plenty of crap over this on this side, yeah? So I'm just going to build my lighting. And swarm agent should load any second, hopefully, once it's gathered the scene information. Obviously there's a lot more stuff in our scene than there was. There's our swarm kicking in. Won't take long. Give me a chance to stretch my arms. There we go. We've got some overlapping UVs again, which I don't give a damn about. But apart from that, we've also got some nice lighting. If you look over here, you see. So if I was to play it from here, okay, as you can see now, we can see over here, but we can't get behind it. To these weird blocks and that bit of pipe that's been sealed. And we can see this, which is kind of a regulator of some kind. And then if we go down here, I mean, we can climb up on these and jump up and down. We can see the pipe here. We've got this, which we can't interact with, but it looks cool. And we've got the two barrels underneath that are rusted, and they look different enough. They don't look identical to each other now. We've got this, which is our broken uneven floor, and we've got our rock, which is ready for moving. So our set decoration for this small area is coming on really, really well. So that means I'll see you in the next bit.